Okay, folks, I'm back, and I've eaten. So yeah, start now from the top again. I was just sitting here, enjoying the view. So it's kind of weird to think about. You know, 7 years ago I actually lived here. Or well, we didn't live here. My grandparents lived here, and we were living in the I actually can't remember. I can't remember if we moved back into that house or if we just slept at my grandparents' place until I moved down to Trondheim. Think so. I think we moved back to that old place first before I moved out, because initially we lived on Kvarnes, so old Salten or Bodø municipal now. Then we moved up here, and then we lived here for like what, through my kindergarten and through first class of school. So we lived here for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 years maybe. Is people playing on the soccer field or something? What's that a car? I don't know. And then we lived up here through kindergarten and through my first year of school. Then we moved back to Kvarnes. This was 2010, I believe. 12, 13, 14, 15. No, 20, 29, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013. 2014, yes. Or 2009, I believe. End of the beginning of 2010, we moved to Kvarnes, and we lived there for 4 years. I went through second, third, fourth, and fifth there. Which reminds me, I should actually take and call an old buddy of mine that I went on school together with back then. I still have him. We used to play lots of CSGO and stuff together before. But then we both got kind of busy and we kind of just drifted apart. But I still have him on Messenger, and I still have his number, I believe. So maybe I should actually give him a call. Hear how things are going, and hear if we should take a few rounds of CSGO or farming or something one time, since I haven't heard from them. Really, like, you know, back in the day I had a lot of friends, like when I was still in school and stuff. I had my friends on Misvar, which I still kept a little bit of contact with, but you know, not to go into too great details, but pretty much when I moved to Trondheim initially, for specific reasons I'm not going to mention, pretty much my communication via phone and stuff was pretty much cut completely off for a solid 16, 17, 18, 3 to 4 years, really. Which means I lost a lot of progress and a lot of friends after I moved down there. Still kept a few of them though, I did. And a lot of the people, for example, up here still recognize me, so that's nice, because I still have some friends that still live up here, even though we don't have talk that much. But yeah, here we are. And then I moved back up here, or then in 2013, I believe, towards the end of 2013 or beginning of, I think it was beginning of 2014. Yes, we moved to Hamarøy, had a house up there, and then summer, so June or July 2014, my dad passed away due to due to cancer, lung cancer, or well, cancer, and then he also had, the thing is they couldn't do anything about it because he had lung infection or chest infection, whatnot, whatever River runs. Yeah. And because of that, sure. And because of that, he passed away sadly. So that is now, well, almost 10 years ago. Or wait, 14. Yeah, we're soon in 2004. It's actually almost 10 years ago. Next summer is gonna be 10 years ago. And pretty much I was kind of down because that kind of resulted in I didn't do too well on school. Got the like child protective services whatnot kind of on our ass, which ended up with one night 2014 I believe it was still. We just kind of, I think it was 11 or 12 in the night whatnot. We pretty much just packed up the car and headed directly for here to Sulitjärma. And well, we drove through the night. The clock was like 3 or 4 something when we arrived up here. And then, well, I woke up in the morning with a migraine like fuck. I was on the sofa for like, I think 2 hours straight on like pain meds like crazy because of my head. Fast forward to around winter 2014, I began in 8th grade. Or did I? No, I was in 6th grade. That's right, I was in 6th grade. I believe. Yes, I was in 6th grade. And then I went through 6th grade and finished that. Then I went another year in 7th grade. And then I had just about started 8th grade. Probably like, yeah, we started in August. So like a month later, whatnot, was when I moved from here. I moved down to Trondheim. Lost about a half a year of school there because I didn't begin on school again before, just before Christmas, or was it actually just after Christmas? Just after Christmas 2016. So 2017 I began in 8th grade, halfway into 8th grade. Went 8th grade, went 9th grade, with 10th grade, all that jazz, whatnot. So of course earned some friends there, and I still have some of those friends around. So yeah, and then I took and well, then I was done on that. End of 2018, beginning of 2019 was really the time where I began to get phone and computer back and stuff. So that was when my communication started to pick up again. So autumn of 2019 was when I started my gaming channel again. Necolive Gaming. Initially it was called Skarken English Gaming, because originally from when I lived up here I already had a YouTube channel called Skarken Norsk Gaming, because Skarken was a typical call name I had when I lived up here in the past. So yeah, so that then changed to Necolive Gaming, and then I started uploading there, and well, eventually I think it was it still in 2019? Huh, I wonder. Videos. I'm gonna have to scroll for a while, because I have uploaded, but I can't just come. Welcome to Necolive. Yes. 2 years ago. This was in 17th of December 2020. Yes. So I was actually, I did gaming videos for about a year. Yeah, a year and a half. And then I began my Necolive Tech in IRL channel. That would be second year of high school, whatnot. Yes, it must be second year of high school, because I know I was planning to release more videos. I actually do have some videos laying in archive that I may release as just like a blast from the past that never really got released. That I'll maybe release just for fun. See if you guys like it. So yeah, I begin the IRL channel, and then of course we have Skarken and the Crew Vocaloid, which has now been renamed to Necolive and the Crew Vocaloid, which was pretty much my bass cover channel. The channel is probably gonna get more bass covers, maybe drum covers, guitar covers, whatnot on it eventually. So that's kind of my cover channel, because I do want to do more covers of Vocaloid songs mainly, but also some nightcores of certain original songs, whatnot. So yeah, kind of on hold with that until I both get some more lighting, like fancy stage lighting or whatnot, sorted out in my apartment, as well as upgrading my bass cab, because my red sub cabinet and stuff ain't really cutting it. So my plan is to change that out to most likely a Mark bass cab with a TC Electronics amp, most likely. Because that is at least gonna be more proper, because that's about a, what is it, like 1,000, or I think it's 2,000 Norwegian krone something for the actual amp versus 1,000. And yeah, if you want to know the dollars, you can just take it, divide it by 1022, but basically the amp is about 190-ish dollars. The one I have now is about $90 to $100. And then you have the bass cab. The bass cabinet I have now is also about $110, 1,000 and 1,200 something, I believe. Versus the Mark bass cab I've been looking at, which is 4,600 something, so about $457 ish. So of course it's quite the upgrade. So yeah, and then you have my Stage K License Sound channel, which is related to stage and stuff, stage and lighting and sound engineering, whatnot. So yeah. So that one I'm also going to be uploading more stuff on. So yeah, and just to put that out there right now, I'm sorry that there's been little content coming out both of gaming stuff. Normally I usually have some content lined up, but as you know, I've been quite busy with Oscar, and also with my kind of sickness been going off and on again. I kind of been up here, and I'm probably gonna be up here for a while longer, at least another week probably. So yeah, so there will probably not be any proper gaming content for next couple of weeks. I may test stream on either Kick or Twitch maybe later today or tomorrow, some Star Rails probably, because I need to crack down on Star Rails, get through the story quest, and then get stuff and get ready to pull for my waifu Silver Wolf. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. So you have that one, and then that's about it, I believe. Gaming, Tekken IRL, Stage K, Crew Vocaloid. Yeah, that's about it. And then I have another channel I haven't taken into use yet, which is Necolive Nightcore. My plan was to start producing some Nightcore, and funnily enough, I already have like 3 or 4 Nightcores, like the soundtrack finished produced, with like my waves effects and whatnot, and pitch up and transpose and speed up whatnot. I have like 4 or 5 tracks laying finished. The only thing I haven't had the time to do is actually get done, because there was one song I had started on, you remember. Hopefully the sound won't be too loud, because my GoPro ran dead. Anywho, what I was saying was that I can probably pop in a picture on the screen if I have it on my laptop. I don't know if I do, but I was working on this Photoshop project, so basically I had this one picture, and basically what I was doing was that I was tracing and then I was cutting out all the different body parts into an individual layer. And the reason why I'm doing that is because when I then later throw that into After Effects, I can divide up each layer and I can animate each layer individually for, you know, per se, swaying, wind, eye movements, whatnot, all of that fancy stuff. And then potentially add a audio visualizer, whatnot, whatever else. Well, my main problem has been, or well, I still have some work to do on the Photoshop stuff, so really I could have done that. But besides from that, on the After Effects part, my problem has been that I've been limited on RAM. Because as you guys know, I have 32 gigs of RAM initially. But what happened was that I was getting memory access violations when I was editing stuff in Premiere or whatnot, and that solved itself when I removed my second set of RAM, because I had one batch which was 40 and 41, or no, 41 and 42, and then I had another batch that was 90 and 91, and they were too far apart, so I think they weren't clocking exactly the same because of the overclock and stuff, and I tried turning down the overclock, but it didn't help. So I have ended up being stuck with 16 gigs of RAM now for about half a year, whatnot, like 3 months at least. It was in February sometime I actually figured that out after I had gotten my TV. I believe that video was in February. You can check that video up there. It's gonna be there, right? Yes, if you look, yes, up there, card up there, you can go check out that video. So yeah, that was when we picked up the TV, and then after that we picked up soundbar, and then because we thought first it was an NVMe thing, so I swapped out my NVMe from that SK Hynix NVMe to that new 980 Evo drive M.2. So yeah, so basically here, and that was kind of annoying because if you remember, I got my RAM was a little bit late. I was expecting it to come earlier, so basically I got my RAM on that Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. I got it on Tuesday the 23rd. Yes, Tuesday the 23rd, I got the RAM, and it started out with us having issues. Basically, Oscar managed to get it to work. I don't know how he fixed it. He just magically fixed it. But we had some funky issues getting the system to go past the RAM checks initially, and then we got it to go past the RAM check, but then it stopped on VGA, and then when we fixed the VGA, it stopped on DRAM again. But eventually we got her to boot, we got 64 gigs of RAM now, but the annoying thing was that my plan, technically speaking, was to come, since, well, the shit with my fridge also happened, that kind of broke. My plan was to take care of that one, and then travel next day, so the 24th, the night the 24th, and be here the 25th. Of course, what I didn't think about was that the birthday funeral was gonna be in the church, and in the church they start early in the day, so the funeral started at 11, so we had to be there around like 10:30. So that wasn't an option. So basically my mom rushed me, so basically we got that working, and we had to start cleaning and running around. Oscar brought out some trash and stuff, and then basically what happened was that I got everything transferred that I needed for my computer and stuff. So I basically packed everything within like an hour or whatnot, an hour and a half. Cleaning took the rest of the time pretty much, and then I packed all that down, and then pretty much we jumped in the car, and I was on the train 4 minutes before departure. So yeah. So I would call that good timing, quote unquote, me though. But other people would be, hello, be there half an hour before. But I'm the type of guy that's just like, walk in 5 minutes before, no problem, because I already have my ticket on my phone, so I don't need to check in anything. So I just walk on the train, call it a day. And I already know through the app which track it's going to be going from, so I just go to that track and bada bing bada boom, here we go. So yeah, so that was no problem, but basically because of that I didn't get the time to test anything. So basically that resulted in me not being able to do anything. So basically the only thing on at home now is my server. And apropos that, that's gonna be an upcoming video when I'm back home again. I've gotten the SAS cable for the server, so we can get our two archive or our two archive or scratch disks on that server and in the true NAS pool. So that's in place, and all that shenanigans. Unless Oscar does that before I come back down, then that's another question. Yeah. That's pretty much about it, I believe. And then what was I gonna say? And then I also got my Ethercon jacks for the patch panel. So that's gonna be installed, which is gonna provide the internet to the switch in the front of the rack. And then I got 3 other outputs in the back. So one of the outputs are gonna be for the X32. The other output I'm a little unsure what's gonna be for, to be completely honest with you. But depending on if I maybe put the S16 or something in the rack, since I now have the X32 compact to compile with more inputs, I may have that one just plug into the patch panel to plug into the back of the S16. I'll probably do that. So that's also a thing. So yeah, I got that one now. So yeah, so that's lots of videos to come, and well, we've gotten further with the engine. Hopefully, if I feel up to it tomorrow, we can get the flywheel off. And by some kind of force of miracle, if we can find a propane torch or something, I can squelch that gosh darn shaft and get that shit off. Because if I get that shit off, then the rest of the ride should pretty much be an easy ride forward. Pop the sump off, clean the sump out, all of that, potentially detach the piston, the crankshaft, and then disconnect the piston. And then just take the piston out potentially, or if they have, just get the new oil scraper ring, or maybe all the rings depending on how they look for the engine. Clean everything out, pop the piston back in with new rings, potentially lap the valves. By any luck I won't have to lap the valves, but depends, we'll see if we have any compression. And then after that, just put everything back together, fill her with oil, pop the shaft back on, pop the shite on the mower, sharpen up the blade, put on the drive belt, pop on all the wires, the carburetor, wire everything back, and then pop on the blade, fill her up with some fuel, and by any luck of the imagination, she fires. Granted, I can't really clean out the exhaust itself so well, so the exhaust, the muffler itself, will probably burn oil for a while. So there will probably be quite a bit of black smoke, but that will burn off eventually. So that's the least of my concerns. And then bada bing bada boom, we have an petrol ran lawnmower. And we don't have to struggle up the hills with the other one. So that's nice. And personally, I prefer that besides having to run around with the other one in the cable. Because really, if I had that thing working, I would cut the lawn today. Because I was hoping to get that done before the weather was very nice. So that way I could use that to mow the grass to actually test the mower. Because we kind of have to mow while it is good weather, because there's so bad weather coming, so kind of here, but the clock is like 9 or something now. So I think probably what I'm gonna do is just clean up a little bit in there, bring the coffee in, whatnot, and then take hit the shower, and then probably sit myself down and play some Star Rail. Oops. Has the ashtray that was here fallen down or something? Because there's a lot of smokes on the ground. Oh well. And then play some Honkai Star Rails and crack down on that, I think. And then when my mom comes home, probably chat a bit with her, and then depending on whatnot, maybe me and her will play something together on the Switch that 2 players can play with, like 2 player screen and whatnot. So yeah. So I think I'm gonna end off the video here. Had to end off the video on the phone because this thing's just like, nope, I'm dead. I'm dead. Thank you forever. So yeah, so I'm just gonna end off the video here, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been a mix of pretty much everything from updates on the inside from like 2 or 3 days ago, updates from inside from today, cleaning that thing, the Brinks and Stratton rebuild, and me sitting here chatting about life and upcoming videos. So I hope this video didn't end up getting too long, and if you enjoyed the video, a like would be greatly appreciated, and as always, check out my links down below for my socials and stuff, which reminds me I have to add the Kick to my link tree, so you guys can follow me over on Kick, because even though they reverted the changes on Twitch, I will probably mainly stream on Twitch. I will probably still stream on Kick, just to try it out, something different. So yeah, so I want to say thank you guys for watching, stay tuned to stay awesome, and Nikolai out.